as it gets moments ago. F-35s built by Lockheed Martin right here in Fort Worth, ripping through the sky above Amon G. Carter Stadium before Texas State and Rice. Redshirt freshman from Klein Oak High School in the Houston area. And they will go to Q-Jack. Quentin Jackson, leading rusher for Rice, at 811 yards, is stood up by Terrence Cook. Shearhorn with the snap, Jackson with the carry, and he'll plow forward, but will be well short of the line to gain. Cooks with his second stop of this opening. Jackson, the quick toss to Chris Dawn, and Dawn slips a tackle, trying to get to the open field, and Joe Chavez may have saved a touchdown with that stop. Jackson throwing on the screen to Sparks, and Sparks coming up with the catch. That is number 81 on the season. That sets a new reason. Stamey motions, he'll be the lead blocker, and run all the way from Jackson. He's going to need a late push, but Rice is able to hold 1 yard shy of the sticks. Now percent on fourth down, 52nd nationally. High snap, it's in the gut of Perry, and Perry lunges forward for the first down. Now we saw G.J. Kinney, the guy's an offensive genius. Learns. They are awful in getting off the field. Here comes pressure off the edge. It's picked up, but the throw is behind Bo Sparks. The pressure off the edge blew that one up for Rice. And a pro Bobcats crowd making the trip from San Marcos. Jackson, and that is past the tight end. That would have been a first down catch, but
brought a little bit more of the speed back, though.
And back to Greg Burrell, and Burrell got tackled from the neck, but it didn't even work, and Burrell picks up the first down, leads the team with 6.
Line and linebackers.
Rice was holding their first 4 opponents to 20 points per game. And it was plays like that, getting it in the backfield with the Army crawl from Andrew All. So what does the freshman have? Little flip, going to Aaron Turner. Look at him flash his shoes. Look at the speed. And takes it into Texas State territory. Feed.
Offense a little bit here on third down.
3rd and 6. And it's to the running back, Tyvon Byers. And is going to set up perhaps a 4th and go for it situation here. 4th down for the freshman. Gives it to Byers, and Byers banging forward. First down, Rice.
Really, it's his offensive line, and you're seeing their pocket.
First drive for Patrick Creighton. He will throw, gets blasted, picked off, and rumbling the other way. Jaden Rios inside the 35-yard line. And Texas State in business.
The pocket, just letting him be an athlete.
Nearly 700 rushing yards on the year. Looking for the touch. And almost had Bo Sparks, but just let him too much. Which Tonio. Jackson will throw clean pocket, and on the slant, it is a strike. Chris Dunn Jr. moving the chains. 5 100-yard games.
Open for his quarterback.
Second 4th down conversion for Texas State. Jackson pulls it from Perry. Open field tackle by Alway. And man, coming up banging from the secondary. America with more plays of 50+. Direct snap here to Lincoln Perry. Trying to trick him and tried to steamroll over Andre Alway. Job is done. Perry is able to pick up the first down. Texas State a lead in wins, shaky in losses inside the 20. And Jackson, nowhere to go. What makes him tough is a flag is now down inside the 5-yard line, just outside the 5. Brad Jackson climbs the pocket, will scramble, looks off the defender, and Jackson into the end zone. Rushing touchdown number 17 for Brad Jackson.
For one of the best running quarterbacks in college football.
One of the best runners, period, in Texas State history. 17 rushing touchdowns. That is a new single-season record. So Jackson
wanted to make him do here this afternoon.
Both teams combined 0 for 9 on third down, and that will not work. Engulfed in the backfield, Aquantis Clemens coming up. Their team has converted on third down. And that is going to be the go-to man, Quentin Jackson. From right here in Fort Worth, taking it up the middle. Cole Nillis with the stop. And here's the toss. And making some moves on the perimeter and picking up the first down is Samaj Pierre.
Well, Quentin Jackson right there takes the contact.
Shearhorn looking to throw. Ripped down. Another TFL. Don Terry Russell coming up with the sack. Second.
From the boundary, see if they check out of it.
And it's going to go to Perry, who is stopped. Short game. Peyton Stevenson coming up to make the tackle. Coming off a career-high 8. Rice averaging under 100 passing yards per game. Here's a pop to Aaron Turner. Terrence solid blocking, and Turner is going to take it to the 44-yard line. There's one timeout remaining. Play action out of the gun. Triple option. Open man! Drops it in! Rice takes it to the 5-yard line. Peyton Matthews. Creighton will throw. Rolling. Starting, flanking, nailed. Clock continues to run. Aiden Jones, Stonewall look for the Rice Owls. Here to try to win this thing. Turner in motion, gets the pop pass. Turner has the edge. End zone. Rice breaks the seal. Enoch Gota lining up for the extra point. Up and good. What a turn of events on fourth down. They didn't have any timeouts left. They had to clock
into it for Texas State. They're so used to starting the game off with the ball in hand.
And here is Brad Jackson, and throws a BB that is caught by Bo Sparks. All-time leading receiver for Texas State. Can pretty much beat you with everybody. Sparks turning, burning! And off he goes into the wild blue yonder.
In the first half, starts off with a bang here in the second.
So 18th play of at least 50 for Texas State. They are the national leader. 5 drives, 4 drives, check that. -6 yards. Oh, we're doing the razzle-dazzle. Aaron Turner on the reverse pitch. Now Texas State really didn't cooperate and blew that play up. Goose-esque stash. Jackson is rocking. Open field. Batty is so quick, so elusive, and it's the burst. Top 15 among FBS quarterbacks.
Got to take some shots down the field.
Oh, that's his shot to the wrong team. Picked off by Terrell. The second takeaway by this Texas State defense. You need more reps in a couple of weeks. Creighton, backside pressure. Ball is out. Texas State pounces on it. Was Creighton's arm moving? Jackson, end zone! Chris Dunn with the tutty.
He's going to be able to break it off his face for a nice touchdown. Beautiful route, nice design, and a better pass there to get in the end zone and pay off that turnover with another touchdown.
Now 14 points off. Zach, outstanding head coach. Coach both these teams, and the ball is out. Texas State has it. Amarian Atwood pounces on it.
Friends, we had success this year. We can have even more next year.
End zone, Jackson, open, got it again, Chris Dunn. Back-to-back Jackson. It's Brad Jackson aggressive again. Pressure in his face, rolls. Here comes the second Rice defender. He's got wheels, cutting it up to the 10-yard line is Brad Jackson. Yarder for Robles. He already has a 30-yard make. And this is going to be up and good. So now 21 field goals this season. Supported by Lord. 4th and 2. Aaron Turner, he's got a blocker. The perimeter treats him well. Up past the 40-yard line. Gutsy call. Rice converts.
Yeah, it's going to
maybe overlooked by larger FBS programs. Could have a future here at Rice. Big hole in the cut by Tyvon Byers. And Byers picks himself up a first down.
Boy, this
yards in his career through the air. He's not thrown it yet. And once again on the ground. Nice patient run here by DeAndre Hardiman. Freshman from North Shore High School in Houston, state of Texas. 3rd down. And Jackson all the way. First down, Rice Owls.
I definitely got something here. You can go back to the previous.
Well done, Zubin. Well done. Screen pass. Ball is out. Did Chris Dawn ever have possession? They're saying he did, and it will be right. We are in the league. And this is Lincoln Perry to the open field. Perry motoring him. Bye-bye. Saunders Bowl in the Metroplex last season for these Texas State Bobcats, and makes it a 34-7 lead. It was a 17-minute with the forced fumble. And that is an uncharacteristic mistake for Rice, because there's no reason for that type of botch. Fort Worth. Brad Jackson, the redshirt freshman, back to work. Going to the number 2 tailback, Greg Burrell. He's burning some rocket fuel and taking it north of the 35 yards
From Texas State.
Back to the ground, right off the gut. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Greg Burrell trying to fight the entire Rice team. Second time Texas State, Rice meeting in 3 years in the postseason. And that is complete to Chris Dawn. And Dawn fighting free, depending on the yard. Continues to move the Texas State offense downfield. Jackson with the keep, bouncing it. He's got room to run, and out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Hey, have you heard of this Fernando Mendoza? And how about that with that gain? Jackson passes Barrett Neely for the most total offense in school history. Dawn! End zone!
Of the pass, then he's able to do the rest to get into the end zone. And like you said, we are on a 1,000-yard watch right now. I'm pretty confident that GJ will find a way. They've had that first season is really special for this offense.
Quentin Jackson on the Wildcat keep. Jackson with the fine burst, spinning off a tackler north of the 45-yard line for Quentin Jackson. 4th and 3, Wildcat, Quentin Jackson. And Jackson keeps. Jackson with the seam. Q. Jack looking for a spark, and he's inside the 15-yard line, then shoved out. Redshirt freshman staying in there. Hardiman behind him in the pistol. Sherhorn with the baby, and it's dropped. It was a little behind James Falk. But what say you, Aaron?
It's a little bit behind, but man,
through from 28. And he will. So Rice now trails by 31, but it stops that momentum after it's 3 yards for a 100-yard performance in his swan song. Jackson stepping up, throwing, one-on-one, and a flag is down, looking for Jordan.
Next season.
Under 4 minutes to go here at the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl, and still pounding the rock is Texas State. That's Lincoln Perry, and that
it's over. So I'm sure those emotions will start rushing in here the next couple minutes.
And Burrell still fighting, but is dropped for a loss. Braden Bays, fantastic freshman from option, not necessarily for him, so made his commitment and signed with G.J. Kinney. And there is the bounce and the ankle tackle made against Greg Burrell.
Games could have gone one way or the other, so not far off as they go on to move on to the Pac-12, excuse me.
And Gavin Parker has taken the And the celebration ensues. 13 tackles for loss for the Texas State defense. Jackson breaks Barrett Neely's school record for the most yards of total offense in a single season at Texas. Sets a single season record for most catches at Texas State. And Lincoln Perry walks off the field for the final time on the college level, victorious as a 100-yard rusher.
Today, your offense looks like one of the best offenses in the country once again, and they return a lot of that core heading into next season. So yeah, if you're a Texas State fan or a player, you got to be giddy after this win about what